time it's on everything. The life you choosing, I'm cheddering. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gon' stop till I rest in peace and they put support on my great lettering. Every time I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200 every time. Know what I'ma run from, I'm that one opponent. You don't want none from manual vet where my strength get pumped from. So let's go ride to a child of God, standing toe to toe, no hot now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock, I got the sauce, you want mile to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is asking, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Mess around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you wanna get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that, I would chest it.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it up, but I won't lose hope. Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What up, BFAM 1096.com? What up, Facebook? How y'all doing? YouTube or wherever you are watching this. This is Tea Time with Tarah, or wherever you're listening in. This is Tea Time with Tarah, live and on air. I am your host, Tarah M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. If you haven't already, and I know you haven't, head over to my YouTube channel, y'all, at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will get notified every time I go live or post a new video. Also, you can check out previous episodes of my show, Tea Time with Tarah, where I interview guests and ask them what they need along their way or journey to stalking their destiny. So season 1 and season 2 are up of that now. Hopefully we'll be working on season 3 sometime this year. But head over there and see what those guests had to say and what they needed. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at Instagram, on Instagram at Stalk Your Destiny Official, or you can follow me on TikTok at Stalk Your Destiny. I am also on Facebook at Tarah M. Williams. Again, I am Tarah M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership, y'all. This is Tea Time with Tarah, live and on air. How are y'all doing today? I'm tired. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. I'm tired and nothing's actually going on for me to be tired. But, you know, when you keep going through life and you just keep rolling with the punches, it can be tiresome. So I'm tired today. Let me know how y'all are doing. If you're listening in, and you can chime in the chat or you can comment below. Just let me know how you doing and how do you want to do? How do you want your week to go, y'all? Okay. Also, shout out to Stalk Your Destiny for being my sponsor, y'all. We've been doing this for almost a year. Next week will be the year mark, 1 year mark of me doing this show live and on air. And so shout out to Stalk Your Destiny for being my sponsor the entire time. And shout out to the others who I have had sponsored the show as well. Thank you so much. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, I'll tell you more about that at the end of the show, y'all. And to be honest, I forgot that we had a food for thought quote for the day, y'all. I actually forgot it at the start of the show. I had to look at my timesheet and see, like, what is the food for thought quote? Because I was so focused on the message for today that I didn't even look at the quote for today. So let's go right into it. The food for thought quote for this week, guys, this is what I want you to take into your week. Think about and consider. It says, be present in the present so you will never miss the present in each moment. Okay. And these quotes lately have been coming from my book Permeate, guys. My book Permeate is where I've been getting these quotes from. So these are my quotes, just FYI. Be present in the present so you never miss the present in each moment. Now, I don't know about you, but when you are rolling with the punches in life, sometimes it's hard to be present. Sometimes it's hard to see the moment for what it is, because in the moment, your mind may be on something that just happened, a challenge, or something that may have pissed you off, um, or just something else. Your mind may be on something else. Some people, they put work before everything, and so if they're in a moment where they need to be present, they could be working. Okay, their mind could be on work, and they miss the present, the gift of that moment. And I think that so often we take for granted moments, in life. We take for granted that good things are happening. And I can speak on that for myself, because like I said, I've been rolling with these punches, facing these challenges and overcoming hurdles, to the point where I had to realize, you have to realize sometimes, I think daily, almost daily, you have to recognize the blessing in each day. I had to realize, even this morning, I had to show gratitude and gratefulness to God, because I'm like, wow, like, I'm really out here living a better life than a lot of people. And I consider myself to be really grounded and not on a level of even where those people are. Okay. And so it's a humility that comes with it, but also the blessing of seeing your blessings, the blessing of being present and saying, wow, I'm so blessed. I have this. I got this experience. I was able to do that today. I'm so blessed, right? It's not just about making a list of fictitious things. It's about literally being present, putting aside, some people used to say, leave your attitude at the door, right? Putting things aside. And that brings to mind for me, and I hope that this is helpful to you. It brings to mind to me the serenity prayer. God, help me to accept the things that I cannot change. Give me the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I prayed that prayer this weekend myself, and I hope that it helps you ahead in this week ahead of us, because it's really something to it. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Just that part right there. Grant me the serenity. What does that mean? Like being serene, peaceful, calm, like settle. Excuse me, Lord, settle in me internally when I'm upset, when I'm pissed off, when I'm rubbed the wrong way, when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm anxious, Lord. Settle in me. Settle in me enough that I can accept what's happening, and that there's nothing that I can do about it in this moment. Change my perspective on what's taking place, so that I may be settled in what's happening around me. Okay, that's a big deal. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Okay, and then it says the courage to change the things that I can. So, God, where I need to speak up for myself, God, where I need to take action, help me to do those things. Give me the courage to say what needs to be said in these moments. And so, being present in the moment. Oh, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? And the wisdom to know the difference. So be present in the present, so you never miss the present in each moment. Which means that, yeah, that happened, but I don't live there. Yeah, it pissed me off, and it may have extended throughout my weekend or my week or my season of life, right? But in each moment of those, that day or that week or that season, I still had moments that were gifts to me from God. I still had blessings upon blessings upon blessings. And it's amazing how the enemy wants to trick you and make you believe that your life is just so bad. It's just so horrible, and you're like, okay, whatever, like, get the hell on somewhere, because my life it may not be as amazing as I hope for it to be, but there are so many blessings still taking place. So today and in this week forward, guys, not only be present in your present, and don't miss the present in each moment that you have here, because every breath is a gift. Okay, every breath is a gift. Every moment you can speak and use the activity of your limbs and have working systems in your body, those are gifts. There are people out here that may not have all of those things, and they still have the gift of life. Okay, so just be mindful to be present, and be mindful to leave the past behind. Let it be what it is. Do what you can do while you can, and run to acceptance of the things you can't change. And this is where you activate your faith and work your faith. Okay, so be present in the present, so you never miss the present in each moment. All right, that's the food for thought quote for the day, y'all. Share that with somebody. Share this with somebody, y'all. Okay. I hope y'all are sharing the show with people. Share the show. Okay. Go to YouTube and share the show. Share the show on Facebook from BFAM's page as well. So we're gonna get into our devotional time this morning, guys, which comes from my Earthly Branches book, a 12-book devotional series. And this book is titled Grace. You know, with the Earthly Branches, each book is a monthly devotional, and it has its own focus. So we're in the book titled Grace. This book is not available for purchase just yet. However, I'm teaching from it because it is completed. It'll be available sooner than later. It'll be available for purchase. But all of the other books that I've taught on in the Earthly Branches series are available at Amazon.com. If you look up Tarah M. Williams, and that's Tarah, okay, on Amazon, then you can find the other Earthly Branches devotionals that I have taught from. So today we're going to go to Romans 10, okay? Romans chapter 10. And I'm going to read it. I thought I was only going to read a little bit of it, but I might end up reading the whole thing. So just bear with me. It's not too long, but it's important. Okay. Brothers, my heart's desire and prayer to God for the Israelites is that they may be saved. For I can testify about them that they are zealous for God. But their zeal is not based on knowledge. Since they did not know the righteousness that comes from God and sought to establish their own, they did not submit to God's righteousness. Christ is the end of the law, so that there may be righteousness for everyone who believes. Moses describes in this way the righteousness that is by the law. The man who does these things will live by them. But the righteousness that is by faith says, do not say in your heart, who will ascend into heaven, or who will descend into the deep? But what does it say? The word is near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart. That is the word of faith we are proclaiming. That if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you confess and are saved. As the scripture says, anyone who trusts in him will never be put to shame, for there is no difference between Jew and Gentile. The same Lord is Lord of all, and richly blesses all who call on him. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can they preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. Do y'all have beautiful feet? Carry good news. But not all the Israelites accepted the good news. For Isaiah says, Lord, who has believed our message? Consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is and the message is heard through the word of Christ. But I asked, did they not hear? Of course they did. Their voice has gone out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. Their words to the ends of the world. Again, I ask, did Israel not understand? First, Moses says, I will make you envious by those who are not a nation. I will make you angry by a nation that has no understanding. And Isaiah boldly says, I was found by those who did not seek me. I revealed myself to those who did not ask for me. But concerning Israel, he says, all day long, I have held out my hands to a disobedient and obstinate people. Okay, that's Romans chapter 10, you guys. I did read the whole thing. All right, and so let me go into it. And so here with the points for the day, with the Earthly Branches devotional series titled Grace. Here it says, even when you don't care for their ways, pray for them. Bearing witness to wrongdoing, yet knowing better gives you the opportunity to grant grace. Okay? Asking God to save them gives them a chance at a new life. Ignorance can be bliss, but you can help. Okay? And so the daily focus here says pray for God to do a work in them. Okay? So rather than judging people, pray for them rather than, you see the different things. And we all judge. I don't like, there's the thing that we listen and we don't judge. We absolutely all judge in different ways. You may judge in your heart, you may judge in your mind because you're trying to find understanding. We all judge, but pray for them. Pray for God to do a work in them. Okay? um, rather than running to the judgment and feeding that judgment, maybe feed grace. Add grace, pour some grace on your judgment of others as well. And so the question for the day here says, do you pray for those you care for? Do you pray for those you care for? Okay. Um, the second point here says, we say God is good, God is grace. And hold on, it says we say God is good, God is grace. Out from our mouth, we confess this. Perhaps it's time to follow the words we speak and be more like God in all of his grace. The word of the Lord is in us that we may confess it. Okay. And so the first part basically was just about pray for people anyway. You don't know whatever is going on with them. So pray for them anyway. This daily focus here says, plant his word in your heart and speak it aloud. Right. And then the daily focus, the quote for the day or question for the day here says, does the word live inside of you? So like, what are you saying about people, about situations? What are you speaking? I always tell people like, watch your mouth. Okay. But are you speaking his word? Even when you pray, are you speaking the word of the Lord? What are you saying? And then what are you digesting? Because what you say out of your mouth, you hear, you regurgitate, right? So even when we vent, we've got to be careful to vent towards a solution. And I think that's something that we don't necessarily work towards. Is when you vent, you're not venting to rally a team of people with you to vent with you and sit there and stay there. When you're venting, you need to be venting towards a solution because you're processing out loud. Okay. And we'll get to that. I think if people are not helping you in that process, that's not helpful. So I'll talk a little more about helping and helpful later. But point number 3 here, it says, from verse 9 and 10. Oh, this is point number 3 is verse 9 and 10, I believe. That if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you confess and are saved. Okay. And so the daily focus here says confess and believe in your heart. And so the question for the day is, what will you believe God for? What will you believe God for? And I'm gonna stay there for a second because a friend of mine today, we spoke today, and we speak often, but we challenge each other to what are you believing God for today? What are you hoping for in this situation? Always leading towards a positive outcome. What are you believing God for in this week? Right? So how often do you think about that? What will you believe God for? Really think about that. God, what am I believing you for? Or what am I doing on my own? Because most times we try to fix situations and find solutions on our own. And yes, you have to add work to it, but you add work according to the direction or directive that the Lord gives you. Okay. Sometimes we just try to fix something without even going to God. We just like, I'm gonna do it myself because I know what I'm doing and whatever. Okay. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it just doesn't work out for you. Um, but even in what will you believe God for? This is not the time to feed pessimism. When I don't believe it don't work at all. I don't even. We don't all the things you think won't work out for you. We're really good at doing that, and that's really easy for us to do. And my son is calling me, so if you guys can't hear me, I apologize. I have a child calling me, and if they keep calling, I may have to answer. So what will you believe God for? Um, you put that towards what the solution that you actually want. Okay. Make sure that that goes towards the solution you want. Okay. Next, let's see. Point number 5 here says that God hasn't given up on you. Um, he has waited patiently. His arms are wide open for you. And he knows you have gotten, um, wait a minute. He knows you've gotten that tug in your heart. It's hard when you write stuff down, y'all, and you can't read your own handwriting when you go back to it. He knows you've gotten that tug in your heart. He knows you desire a way out. Okay. So God hasn't given up on you. God knows your desire. God knows your heart. Okay. And so the focus here for number 5 is point number 5 says, how long will you wait for God's sake? Okay. How long will you wait? And so the question for the day or statement for the day here says, accept Christ in your life. He's waiting with grace. And let me go back a little bit to the how long will you wait? Okay. Because this part it comes to long suffering. Okay. How long will you wait? I refuse to go before God. I just do. I don't know about you, but I refuse to go before God. And I do because in Psalm 23, it says, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He leads me. Okay. He leads me. And so I'm not going to go before God because he's leading me, because this path has already been written. This life that I'm living has already been written. I'm just walking this thing out. So be mindful not to go before God and wait diligently, because waiting can be tough. It can take forever, it seems, right? But once you're done waiting, it's like it never happened. It's almost as though it didn't even happen, because now you're at the thing. Okay. So be mindful of that, you guys. Okay. And just know here that God has not given up on you. You are worth fighting for. You're worth believing in. Okay. You're worth waiting on. I don't care how ratchet, broke down, broken, successful, rich, famous, fabulous, whatever you are. I don't care. I don't care how strong you think you are, how strong the world thinks you are. You are worth God waiting for. God's waiting for you. He's going to wait. He's patient. He's patient and he's gracious. And when we say his grace is sufficient, we say his grace is sufficient every day. Every day. And so that goes back to the thing. Be present in the present so you never miss the present of each moment. Right? Isn't it amazing that God grants us grace moment by moment? Like he's patient with us. Okay. So don't forget that. Don't forget that. Okay. Plant the word of God in your heart. Remember, or maybe write down, what am I believing God for? Okay. And pray for them folks anyway, whether you love them, can't stand them, or whatever. Pray for those people anyway, because he will ask you to pray for your enemies. He will ask you to pray for your loved ones. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Okay. And so just be mindful of that. Just be open to that, to granting grace, because God is so gracious and graceful with us. Be mindful of that. Again, that's from Romans 10. Excuse me, that's from Romans 10 and the Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. The book is titled Grace, and that book's not available yet, but you can find the other books that I've taught on from the Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series, at Amazon.com. If you look up Tarah M. Williams, you can find that as well as my other books on there. So this would be the time of the show. If you were a sponsor, I would be talking about your product, your service, your event, your company, whatever you have going on, or shouting out someone that you just wanted to shout out over the radio today. This would be a portion for that. So be sure to stay tuned to the end and hear how you can become a sponsor. For now, I want to tell you guys about the Tea Time with Tara retreat. Okay. You can join me in Nashville, Tennessee. If you love this show, guys, okay. Uh Imagine meeting me in real life. Imagine coming to my space and imagine me cooking for you and making you tea. Okay. Ladies, this is for ladies this time around. The Tea Time with Tara retreat Tea Time with Tara and Friends presents Faith, Hope, and Love, an all-inclusive retreat. We're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee this fall, October. We're going to be there October. So for more information about that, you can visit www.stand.store/stalk-your-destiny for more information about the Tea Time with Tara retreat. Now, let me tell you, when I say faith, hope, love, you guys know that on the show that I'm talking about faith, hope, love, and leadership. I'm the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. But this is the retreat you need. I only have room for 20 women. I only have room for 20 women. I have women that have reached out so far already. If you're in the Nashville area or if you're close enough to travel to Nashville this October, please reserve your spot today. Go to www.stand.store/stalk-your-destiny and register today for the Tea Time with Tara retreat. Not only is it 20 women where we have, intimate groups, we're going to have empowerment. We will have a sleepover where we do Tea Time with Tara all night. Tea Time with Tara all night. Why? Because you have a voice and it needs to be heard. And we don't often have the space to speak on our hearts. But here we are healing your heart and refocusing your mind. And so this is the retreat that you need. This isn't the retreat about, the girlfriend's trip and, doing all the glitz and glam of things. But this is the retreat you need internally and externally. This is for you. This is for you, okay? So be sure to go to www.stand.store/stalk-your-destiny and find out more information on how you can register more details about the Tea Time with Tara and Friends presents Faith, Hope, and Love, an all-inclusive retreat this fall in Nashville, Tennessee. I cannot wait to see you ladies. Again, we only have room for 20 ladies, and spots are filling, so get your seat, reserve your spot now by going to www.stand.store/stalk-your-destiny, and I will see you there in Nashville, Tennessee this fall. All right. So, guys, our business topic of the week this week is the company you keep. And I just want to put a shameless plug here for this company that I believe was out of St. Louis, Missouri, my hometown. They are Fruit Bearing Studios or Fruit Bearing. I believe it's Fruit Bearing Studios. And so shout out to Fruit Bearing Studios, to those three owners of that company. And they actually made a movie called The Company You Keep. And their movies are Christian-based movies. And they are really good movies. You can find their movies on Amazon Prime, on Tubi. Okay, you can find the movies on Amazon Prime and on Tubi, I believe. And so one of their movies is called The Wake Up Call. One is called A New Husband for Christmas. One is called The Gift of Grace, and the other is called The Company You Keep. Okay, and they're working on a new one too. So like I said, shameless plug for them. Fruit Bearing Studios, I believe it's Studios. They are doing amazing work, guys. So check out some of those movies, or one of those movies. Tell somebody about it. But The Company You Keep, and so that's our topic for the week this week. Okay, great movie. Y'all should go see that. Okay, go to Amazon Prime or Tubi and check out The Company You Keep, or any of those movies, y'all. Great messaging, great acting, great movies. Okay, so check those out from a local. They were they were local, but from people just like you and me. They're people just like you and me making these movies, making differences in the lives of others. Okay, and so The Company You Keep. I was on a call with my therapist a few weeks ago, and we were talking about support. And what does support look like for you? And so I felt like that was something I wanted to share because it's important that in business and Bible basics and in moving forward with your life or going after your destiny and your purpose, the company you keep matters, but your understanding and placement of people matters. And I feel like we don't spend enough time putting people in right place in our lives. And so the conversation was about support and who supports you and what does that look like. So that's something that I want you all to think about is who supports me in my life and what does that actually look like? Because as I was doing the homework to see who do I feel supported by, who supports me, what does my team of support look like? I realized that I gave support credit to people who believe in me and love me. And the people who believe in you and love you, that's wonderful. You need those people, absolutely. But that does not equal that they support you in what you're doing. And them not supporting you doesn't mean that they're against you either. Okay? It just means what is support to you? What does support look like to you? Now, if you only need a team of people who believe in you, you just need that belief system to guard you in going forward in what you're doing in your life and your purpose or whatever activity it is you're going about, then that's fine. But there's a difference between support and belief. And I actually had to look it up for myself to define it for myself because I was like, I made a list of people and I was like, I feel like all these people support me. And then when I went deeper, be willing to dig deeper on your own self work. Okay. If you're doing work to better yourself, your livelihood, and be better for the people around you, and also utilize yourself and others in a better manner, be willing to do the deep work that it takes. Okay. And so I had to go deeper. What is the definition of support? What does that mean? And so in it, what I read was support is about helping you hold the weight, helping you carry the weight. Okay. Who is helping you carry the weight? Not just there for you, not just talking to you, not just believing in you, because you need those people too. But we're over here right now in support, in the support boat. Okay. We're in the lifeboat. Who's in the lifeboat with you? Working, not just riding in the lifeboat, who is in the lifeboat with you? Who is actually helping you hold the weight? Again, this doesn't take away from anybody in your support system or your belief system, right? But when I say who's on this lifeboat with you, we're talking about the lifeboat called support. There is a difference between supporting me and believing in me and loving me. Okay. Because you can love me and not believe in what I'm doing as well. You can love me genuinely, thoroughly. You can love me deeply and not believe in what I'm doing. And that's okay too. But again, we've got to be willing to place people in the compartments to which they go. Okay. And I noticed that compartmentalizing is not something that everybody wants to do. Everybody can't compartmentalize. I don't know if it's a gift for people or what, but I have to compartmentalize. I don't know about you. I have to put people in proper place. I have to put things in proper place because again, this is about the company you keep. You can't say, nobody supports me when you're just growing this boat of believers. People that believe in you, that talk good to you, that feed your ego. Support is not the people that feed your ego. Support is the people that see you low. I'm gonna say that again. Support is not the people that feed your ego. Support is the people that see you low. Okay. And so, with that, you've got to be mindful that those are not the same things. If you're building this big boat of people who believe in you and is feeding your ego, you're not going to have the group of people that see you low. And the people that see you low are the ones that can come and lift and gird and go through it with you and may not even be all in it. They don't have to be all in, but they're like, here, I have a hand for you to hold. Okay. I see these 14 bricks. I can hold one of those bricks for you. I can hold one of those bricks for you. Let me help you. Okay? Let me help you. And so even this leads me right into my next point. My next point is helping versus being helpful. Okay? Helping versus being helpful. Now, a lot of people want, like, let me help you. I was trying to help you, and they want to talk crap and all of that negativity. And it's, listen, helping me means that you hear what I need and you can assist in that area, in that likeliness. Okay? Helping me is not starting an argument with me. Helping me is giving me grace. Helping me is understanding I may not have the full answer or response to how you can help me. For now, you can stand with me. Standing with me, what does that do? That girds me, which gives me what? Support. I need support. I don't need your belief right now, and I don't need your yapping right now. I need support. And if I can't tell you how to help me in this moment, and you just want to stand with me because that supports me. But for people who like to have a what I call a spirit of control, or a takeover spirit, you're not being helpful. You're being controlling. And being controlling to someone who's already low definitely is not helpful. It's not showing them grace. It's not extending gratitude. It's not any of it. You're not pushing them in the right direction. You're weighing them down even more. And so if you're going to help upwards. Help lend a hand. How can I do this for you? How would you like this done? And yes, if your friends are like me, they're difficult friends. They are difficult to help because they are very specific about what they want or need done. Okay? So if you want to be helpful and they did not ask you for help, then please be mindful that specifications don't go out the window because it's you helping, because it's you offering. And it doesn't become about you when you are offering help to someone. That's a service act. Please don't come to help me if you want me to feed your ego while you're helping me. I'm low. I don't have it to give to you. If you're going to help me, please be mindful to be helpful, help up. Okay? Don't help me by giving me your unsolicited advice, your your way of doing what I'm asking to be done, your correction of anything. Now, giving your input could be, you could turn the trajectory of where I'm at because I'm asking for your advice or your help and your input at that point. Okay. Can you help me with X, Y, and Z? And you tell me your point of view. Okay. Also, in that time, allow me the space to process the information that you're giving me to help me. Because sometimes that when we go to help people and we tell them something and it looks like they're rejecting what we're saying or or suggesting, then we're like, don't waste my time anymore because you're sometimes we have to pull it back. Sometimes we have to be present in the moment and we have to ask the question, are you processing what I'm saying? And I'm saying that very delicately because we don't ask that. Are you processing the advice that I've given you? Okay. And I say that because when people give me information that's not aligned with what I'm doing, I say no immediately. But I always consider later what they said. I consider it because I have to process it and see where can I place the information that was given? How can I utilize the tools that was shared with me, even though I didn't agree with it initially, or I didn't think it would work initially? Is there something to this? Okay. And so helping versus being helpful, you've got to be in a position to also help yourself. So whether you say no or not to the help that's being given, considering the offer later is being helpful to yourself. If it changes your mindset about a thing, the way you look at it, if it changes your actions towards how you handle a situation, all of those things. Okay. This is why you have to be mindful of the company you keep. I'm not getting ready to sit here. There's a reel that I love, and it's DJ somebody. I can't think of his name right now. But there's a reel that I love, And he does this, however we do reels or memes or whatever it's called. And he says, you mad. I can't argue with you. You big mad. I can't argue with you. No. He says, look at you. Look at you. You mad. Look at you. He says, you mad. I'm happy. Leave me alone. Okay. And he says, I'm happy, and does a little jig again. And it says, leave me alone. Okay. And so with that, be mindful of the company you keep. I'm not getting ready to argue with you over shit you want to sit on that's not helpful to me. That's not supportive right now of me. I don't care if you believe in me, because right now what you're saying is not in belief. Right now, what you're saying goes against the direction I'm telling you I'm going in. So the company you keep matters, because how much time do you have to sit there in turmoil with someone who is dead set on not understanding you, who is dead set on blaming you for whatever it is you're dealing with, who is dead set on being the problem in the situation rather than towards, helping towards a solution, a positive solution. This is why it's important about the company that you keep, okay? And then, do you have the capacity to change, y'all? Because if you have these toxic ass people around you, and these can be people you love dearly and you care about, right? But you have to change people, places, and things. Okay. All the nouns got to go sometime. Do you have the capacity to change? Because if I no longer wish to have this in my life and I have to wake up and deal with you talking like that every day, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. We got to be willing to acknowledge within ourselves what we do have the capacity for and what we don't. And let it be okay that yesterday's capacity might have been 400% and today's capacity is 4%. I don't want you no more. And I don't mean in a relationship. I mean conversations, mindsets, behavior patterns, poor behavior. Okay? You have the right to change, but do you have the capacity to do it? Do you have the wherewithal that it takes to put barriers in place? And I'm talking about this because this process is very hard to do. Okay? Even for people like me, I'm direct about shit. Like I'm like, no, this is it. I want to do this. I still be like, okay, let me bend my rules. Let me bend my own rules, right? So do you have the capacity to change the people around you? Being open to new people, that is so scary. It's so scary to be open to new people. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? What do you want? Don't stand too close to me. I don't know you. But you need to meet new people. What about your environment? So many people stay stuck because their friends and family, the company they keep, their friends and family want them to stay so close and stay right here with me and don't ever leave me and don't move on, and we can make it better here and make this comfortable here. If I'm in the wrong environment to thrive and do what God told me to do, there's no way in hell I'm staying here. Because what will happen is I will stay here and I will resent you. I will resent you for it because I have the capacity to change. Now, if you don't have the capacity to change, then those people missing you is going to pull and tug at your heartstring. It's going to make you wonder, do I really need to move to a new environment? Do I really need to move to a new job? It's not that bad. You'll come up with all kind of excuses to stay in the same fucking place and then wake up tomorrow with the same complaints about Jane and John at wherever. Okay? So, do you have the capacity to change? Do you have the capacity to pivot just a little bit? And this is how you pivot, by changing your focus. Okay? The people, the places, and things, right? What are you focusing on? Why is your loyalty to people with poor behavior? And this hits everybody. It should hit everybody. Why is your loyalty to people with poor behavior? Why is your loyalty to people with terrible mindsets that you don't even agree with? Why is your loyalty to those people? Why? Because we love them. They believe in us. They might even support us. But you still have to have the capacity to change. Okay? You have to be the one to love you, support you, believe in you as well, especially if who these people are or what they're doing is not serving you. If you're not just the best at compartmentalizing and keeping them in that place right there to where they can't dictate your outcomes or influence your outcomes, then fine, do that. But if you can't do that, what needs to change? It's your focus. Your focus needs to change. What you're going after has to be more than what they're suggesting for you. What you're going after has to be more than what they're here, promising you. Oh, come stay in this environment with me. I'll even fluff the pillows. We can buy new decor. Like, listen, these things won't change the state of the environment that you're in. The way that it looks, beautifying things only covers up. It's a sugar coating that we're doing. And you can dress bullshit up really nicely. There's no other way for me to say that right now. You can dress crap up great, make it amazing. And we know that. I'm sure you have dressed a man up or a woman up or even yourself on your shittiest days. Okay? We can make the bullshit look good. Even pretend that it feels good. And it doesn't. It doesn't, because the company around you is not right. And you're still going to scream out and cry out. You're going to lash out at the people that actually care about you because you didn't change. You didn't have the wherewithal to grow. Okay? And so this journey, even though it's about this topic today is about the company you keep, it's also the company you keep internally. The company that you keep internally. Who do you allow to rent space in your mind? What thoughts are you hearing repeatedly? Is it the thoughts of God and what God's speaking to you and over your life? Is it the thoughts of the people who are in alignment with what God said? Or is it the thoughts of those that you just love and care about, or they love and care about you, but they're not in alignment with where you're going? You got to be okay with allowing those changes to take place. It's tough, it's hard, but you got to give yourself the grace to stand the hell up and be who God called you to be. You've got to give yourself the grace to stand up and change your environment. Take the leap of faith and be present in the moment, y'all, because even taking a leap of faith can hurt. Okay. And I always say flying, leaping feels like falling until you learn how to fly. Okay. Even jumping feels like falling until you learn how to fly. When you're taking this huge leap of faith, okay, it does feel like falling until you learn how to fly. But you got to leap. You've got to jump. You've got to risk it all. Okay. Because without that, you'll never learn what's on the other side of it. And you will be doing yourself a disservice. And then you are the miserable company you're keeping. And then you will rally others around in that same misery. Be mindful of the life you want to live. And I'm going to say this for myself too, y'all. Be open to receiving the life you actually want to live. Be open to receiving the type of people, the type of mindsets, the type of atmospheres and environments you want around you. Be open to believing that your kind of people in your kind of environment exists for you, that God already has it there for you. It exists for you. There are more people out here like-minded like you. They just may have come from different parts of life, different focuses, different areas of interest. Okay. But I also say, I don't say this, but our differences make the world go round. And that I don't think that that's my quote. I don't think that's my thing. But our differences make the world go round. Okay. The issue is that we won't let our differences sit at the same table, which is what I always say. The world's not changing because we won't let our differences sit at the same table. Be intentional about having the capacity to change. Be intentional about the company that you're keeping and entertaining. Understand that you have to put people and places and things in their rightful place in your life, in their box. Put them in their box, put them in the boats. Who's ever on your life support boat, fine. They should be on every boat, every box with you. Okay? But be mindful of that. The company you keep. And also, like I said, check out the movie The Company You Keep on Amazon Prime or Tubi, I believe, from Fruit Bearing Studios. And I think they recorded that out of St. Louis and Atlanta. All right, so check that out. That is the business topic of the week, y'all. For this week, the company you keep. Hopefully, you guys think about that. Take that with you. And if you love this show and you enjoy this show, y'all, please be sharing this show with others. Let them know. You can listen in on bfam1096.com. You can chime in on Facebook, on the BFAM page on Facebook. Also, you can go to my YouTube channel. So please, my YouTube channel is Stalk Your Destiny. So please, uh, like, share, and comment below. Chime in so that I know what you're thinking, where your thoughts are. This show is not just you have a voice and it needs to be heard just for you to hear my voice. It is also for you to express, if you would like to chime in as well. Okay. Excuse me. Now, I would love for you to either consider being a sponsor for as little as $50 a month, or let someone else know that they can sponsor this show as well for as little as $50 a month. You can shout out your company, your product, your service, or you can do a full commercial of whatever it is you have to offer. Okay. And so I would love for you to become a sponsor of the show. And you can do that by sending me an email at teatimewithtara@gmail.com. That's TEATIMEWITHTARAH@gmail.com. Again, that's teatimewithtara@gmail.com. Please email me so that I know that you're interested in being a sponsor. You can email me your sponsorship offer, or you can email me so that I can send you our sponsorship packages that you can choose from to support the show. Okay. Also, if you are like, I don't really want to be a sponsor, but I would love to donate to the show continuing, because there are fees here, you guys, to be on air. You do have to pay airtime and fees. And we want to extend this word further out to reach more people in the world as well, with this, faith, hope, and love with business and Bible basics. And so in order to donate, you can donate through Cash App at $Stalk Your Destiny. You can donate through Venmo at Stalk Your Destiny, or you can donate through paypal.me/Stalk Your Destiny. Again, you can donate through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal at Stalk Your Destiny. Any donation amount is welcome and appreciated. So consider donating to the show. I hope that this show was a great show for you guys today. I hope that you all be mindful of the company you keep. I hope that you remember to be present in your present moments. Be present in each moment, okay? Because it is truly a gift. Because we don't know how many moments we get to be alive and well. We don't know how many moments we get to have breath in our body and to positively affect somebody else's life. So I hope that you do that. And also, I hope that you pray for people anyway, whether you understand, whether you like them or not. I pray that you pray for people anyway. I pray that you will write down and consider, what will you believe God for in this day, in this week, in this month, or whatever it is ahead. What will you believe God for? And just know that God has not given up on you, and his grace is sufficient for each day. All right, y'all, that was our show for today. This is Tea Time with Tarah, live and on air. I'm your host, Tarah M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. Don't forget to go over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with somebody. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I go live or post a new video. Don't forget to check out season 1 and season 2 of the Tea Time with Tarah show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need on their journey to stalking their destiny. You really want to hear other people's stories too, you guys. That it makes a difference. Okay. To follow me on social media, you can go to Instagram at Stalk Your Destiny Official. You can find me on TikTok at Stalk Your Destiny, or you can head over to my Facebook page at Tarah M. Williams. Okay. Again, I am Tarah M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Thanks for tuning in to Tea Time with Tara, live and on air. We'll be back next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you're there. Bye.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Every time it's on everything, alive, you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gonna stop till I rest in peace and they put a hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual vein where my strength get pumped from. So let's go ride to the child of God. Standing toe to toe, hot now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is having, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as it is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you want to get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chase them.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.